Hi everyone, it's Jessica from Cyberlink. In this video, we'll run through the essential editing tools and features to get started with PowerDirector on Windows PC. As this is an introduction, we won't go into too much detail, but it'll help jumpstart your editing journey. You can also click here to go to the Cyberlink Learning Center to find more in-depth tutorials for PowerDirector. Now let's get started. Before we get into PowerDirector, I'd like to give you a little extra tip. If you haven't installed the Cyberlink Application Manager yet, I highly recommend you do so after watching this video. The download link is in the description below. The Cyberlink Application Manager allows 365 subscribers to update PowerDirector to the latest version when available, and also download all the content packs we release monthly. Okay, now let's launch PowerDirector. For the aspect ratio, we're going to use 16:9 for this project. Next, we have 4 editing modes to choose from. In full mode, we'll have full access to multi-video track editing, where all the program's features are available to us. Storyboard mode provides a graphical storyboard display of all our video clips and images on the first track in the timeline. With the slideshow creator, we can instantly turn our photos into stunning slideshows for presentations or just as a keepsake. Auto mode is perfect for beginner editors. The Magic Movie Wizard takes us through a step-by-step process to help us make our first movie from scratch. For this video, we're going to go ahead and pick full mode. The workspace in the Edit module is where we'll spend most of our time when using PowerDirector. On the left, find the library window containing all of the media in PowerDirector. When we're in different rooms, it'll contain the effects, titles, and transitions that we can apply to our project. On the right, we have the preview window where we can preview our ongoing video project as we're editing. Pause, preview, and play back the project from any position in the timeline. Then on the left, we'll find the different editing rooms. First is the media room, where we can access our media library containing the video, audio, and image files we imported into PowerDirector. Also find other content such as color boards and background music by clicking on the drop-down menu. Next is the title room, where we can see all of the title effects we can add to make movie titles, screen captions, credits, and more. In the transition room, there are transitions that we can use on or between clips for the project. In the effect room is a library full of special creative effects we can apply to our videos. In the video overlay room, find PIP objects or graphics that we can add on top of videos or images. The particle room includes an array of particle effects that we can apply on top of a video or image. And in the audio mixing room, access controls to mix all of the audio tracks on our project. Lastly, we have the timeline where we can arrange all our source materials. To add items onto the timeline, simply drag and place on the tracks. Importing media files into PowerDirector is as simple as dragging and dropping files directly into the media room. Or we can import the file by clicking on the Import Media button and select the files, then click Open. Our imported media is now in the media library. To filter media files that are in the library by file type, use the buttons above the library window. This helps us to find the files we're looking for easily. Click to preview the media in the preview window. Here we can also undock the preview window from the workspace for a clearer preview or change the aspect ratio if needed. A benefit of the 365 subscription plan is that if we need more content, we can easily download stock media within the application. Click on the Shutterstock button or click the Import Media button and choose Download Media from Shutterstock from the drop-down menu. The media that we download from Shutterstock will appear in our downloaded folder within the media library. To start creating our video, begin by adding clips and images to video tracks on the timeline. Each editing track contains a video track and an audio track. We can also manually arrange the order of the tracks on the timeline, or click on the track manager to add more tracks. To mute a track, click the checkbox for the timeline we want to disable. Unmute the track by clicking on the checkbox again. We can also lock and unlock a track by clicking on the lock. Zoom in and out of the timeline by dragging the slider, or view the entire timeline by clicking View Entire Movie button. And if we want to split a clip, we can do so by moving the timeline slider to the position in the clip where we want the split to be. Then click the split button. To trim a clip, simply drag the beginning or the end of the clip. And to delete a video clip, click the clip on the timeline and press delete on the keyboard. On the occasion we make a mistake, we can undo the last action by clicking the undo button. Titles and transitions are essential to make any video look good. To add a transition, head over to the transition room. We can select a transition to preview it first. After we've chosen which transition to use, drag and insert between any two clips. To adjust the length of the transition, drag its start or end points, or double-click on the transition to open transition settings to modify the time. Next, let's add a cool motion graphic title for our video intro. Go to the title room. Here we can find different kinds of titles we can use for our videos. We can also click on the free templates icon to download free titles from Director Zone. Next, scroll down to motion graphics and drag and drop the title template on the timeline. Double-click on the title on the timeline to open the Title Designer. Here in Title Designer, we can edit the title, font, size, color, and position of the title. In the Transition Room, Title Room, and other editing rooms, we can also favorite frequently used titles, transitions, and effects. Find these in the My Favorites folder located in each editing room for easy access. Lastly, we can further enhance our video with effects. Head over to the Effect room to look for video effects. Once we've got the effect we want, drag and place it on the footage that we want to apply it to. Now that we're done editing our first video, it's time to produce and export the project. Click on the Produce tab. In here, check that we've got the correct format and quality settings. The most common output setting is to use standard 2D and H.264 file format. To upload directly to a streaming site like YouTube or Vimeo, select Online and follow similar steps. Next, we'll need to select an output folder where we want the video to be saved. To see a preview while the video exports, checkmark Enable Preview during production and hit the Start button to start producing the video file. And that's it, we've just made our first video. Hopefully you're ready to take on all your video projects with PowerDirector. And if you haven't already done so, subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified of new editing tips, guides, and tutorials. Thanks for watching. See you next time.